Good morning, Ashley here on the 18th of January. Welcome to my Daily Stoic. See the world like a poet and an artist. Pass through this brief patch of time in harmony with nature and come to your final resting place. Just as a ripened olive might drop, praising the earth that nourished it and grateful to the tree that gave it growth. Marcus Aurelius Meditations. So today it's a play on words by Marcus. Nice play on words. And in the book, Ryan mentions in my Daily Stoic book, the Daily Stoic book, how Marcus, someone was employed to teach Marcus on how to speak and how to write, which we're having the benefits of today, 2,000 years later. And it seems like Marcus began to see the world like a poet, using these nice play on words. Pass through this brief patch of time in harmony and with nature and come to your final resting place, just as it flows. And it seems like he began to appreciate the fine details of everything around him, what other people might not see, what other people might be clouded to see. And yeah, I've tapped into my artistry in the last few months, as I met an artist last year, an illustrator. She was a travel sketcher, and I had the pleasure of being sat next to her while she was sketching landmarks in Barcelona, and I sort of fell in love with the fine details that she picked up on and the flow, how it all flowed, and wasn't sort of judging anything around. She was just looking at something and a perception and how the sketch flowed and moved around. And yeah, they're just the fine details that you sort of pick up on, the fine details that you might just miss. You might just walk past, you might just glance over without sort of realising, that little bit of red there and that little bit of shade and a little bit of scratch and a crack in the wall that you might not have noticed, that you could be grateful for. And so I tried it myself. Tried sketching myself, and I'll put my sketches in this video somewhere. You should see them. So these sketches are from Barcelona streets. You might notice Plaza, the Sagrada Familia is there somewhere, and some of the streets, and Castle Montjuic. So I'd go up to top of the castle Montjuic and I'd sort of look at all the buildings, looking down at all the buildings and taking a look at all the details and looking at the landscape of how it goes up and down and the sky, and just notice the sounds and the stillness. And it really sort of helps you immerse into gratitude of what you're seeing, what you're seeing, where you are, and it sort of takes you away from maybe the distractions, that the distortion that the thought distortions that this place that we're in is, you know, full of fear and full of, you know, getting things, and, you know, the thinking that, you know, right now I'm not where I want to be. You know, it takes you away from the feelings of not being enough, and I need to get things to be who I want to be. You know, I haven't got enough money, I haven't got the relationship I want, I haven't got status, I haven't achieved what I want to achieve. And when you just sit there like an artist and just look around at all the beauty that's surrounding you, without sounding too sort of corny, but yeah, just looking around and, you know, listening and picking up on all that, what the birds, so I can hear the seagulls, sort of when you're waking up in the morning, sort of paying attention to, you know, the birds singing and the tune they might be singing, and maybe if you live near the sea, it's like paying attention to how the waves move up and down, and the small little noises, and like these opportunities that are around you, that the distorted thoughts you might be having might be taking you away from, and you might be walking past. And yeah, so that's my sort of thoughts for today, is being a place of gratitude for everything, all the small things around us, the people that you have in your life, the things that you have, small things you might not have sort of recognised. The fact that we can go to rest the night before and wake up to a brand new day, a clean slate, to create whatever we want to create. And yeah, these sketches that I've shown you on this video helped me appreciate Barcelona, and helped me sort of be in a place. So you could use a journal, you know, you could just sit there with a journal and write down some things you appreciate. But I believe it's good just to have something like a journal, or maybe a sketchbook, or maybe do some voice notes for yourself, or maybe just close your eyes and just mentally appreciate with some deep breaths all the small things. So that's the 18th of January. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Today, see the world like a poet and an artist.